Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wani Nadira binti Azan Hisham and my final year project title is Medical Appointment for Unit Kesihatan and Simple Diagnosis for Non-Critical Illnesses. My supervisor name is Dr. Karuniza binti Ahmad Sadeh. As for Chapter 1 includes with introduction, problem statement, objectives, scope, and significance. As for introduction, medical appointment for unit kesihatan and simple diagnosis for non-critical illnesses is a mobile application that can be used by UiTM TAPA students in order to book their appointment at unit kesihatan. And in addition, the application will also provide a simple diagnosis on common illnesses that they have according to the symptoms before going for further checkup with the doctor at unit kesihatan. Students may book an appointment according to their desired date and time and the availability of medical staff at unit kesihatan. Expert system is used to diagnose various illnesses in medical fields, whether it is critical or non-critical disease. It makes a diagnosis based on facts and symptoms. We move on to problem statement. Problem statement, we have idea, reality. As for ideal, students can book their appointment easily using mobile phones and check the symptoms of common illnesses before going for further checkups. As for reality, students have to queue and wait for the doctor in order to go for checkup at unit kesihatan, and students do not know how to diagnose whether it is a common illness or serious illness that they have. As for consequence and purpose, students might misunderstand the symptoms of common illness without further consultation from the doctor. And as for the purpose, this mobile application uses expert system in order to diagnose common illnesses that students have in order to get further explanation when seeing the doctor, and this system also makes it easier students to book their appointment at unit kesihatan without going have to queue. We move on to the objective. First is to provide the common illnesses diagnosis according to the system. And second is to develop a mobile application for booking appointment at unit kesihatan. Third is to test the functionality of the mobile application. As for the scope, this application can be used by all students in UiTM TAPA that wants to book their appointment according to desired date and time. This application also can be used by students to diagnose common illnesses that they have according to the symptoms that they have using expert system and to take further actions when seeing the doctor. As for significance, first, it helps students book an appointment anywhere at any time according to availability, days, and time. Second, help students recognize simple medical conditions for students to take further actions. Third, it can save time for students as students do not have to walk in and waiting for doctors. We will move on to chapter 2 of this project. So, it will cover short summary of domain, short summary of research area and techniques, short summary of existing applications, and justification. The domain. Domain of this project is appointment systems in clinics and also diagnosis of common illnesses. In giving the fact that this relates to the project in some way, we will be having a discussion on how modern technology may be implemented into clinic appointments these days through mobile applications. There are some types of common illnesses that will be diagnosed in this system, which are gastritis, asthma, migraine, and diarrhea. The diagnosis of these common illnesses will be using expert system according to symptoms that they present. We will move on to research area. Expert system, which is a part of artificial intelligence umbrella, is the research element for the proposed system. An expert system is a system that utilizes human knowledge recorded in a computer to handle issues that typically need human competence. Expert system gathers and utilizes relevant information from its human users and from existing knowledge base in order to produce suggestions. With expert system, the user may engage with a computer to solve a given problem. This is a possibility due to the fact that expert system is able to preserve heuristic information. Generally, to construct an expert system, a rule-based technique is necessary to access and compute the knowledge base. Okay, the first technique is rule-based expert system. Rule-based expert system is described as a system that imitates the thinking of a human expert needed in order to solve a knowledge-intensive problem. This type of system focuses on a relatively restricted area of expertise. By employing a collection of assertions and a set of rules that explain how to act on the assertion set, it is possible to design a rule-based system in a straightforward and uncomplicated manner. If then sentences are used to express rules, there are two types of rule-based expert system. The first one is forward chaining and the other one is backward chaining. The data-driven reasoning is referred to as forward chaining. The known data serve as the starting point for the argument which then continues. The goal-driven line of reasoning is known as backward chaining. The second technique is fuzzy expert system. Fuzzy expert systems are able to identify information based on ambiguity and expertise, being medical diagnostic presented in plain language and by diverse medical professionals. The evaluation of the rule antecedent, also known as the if component of the rule, and the implication, also known as applying the result to the consequent, are the two different pieces that make up a fuzzy set, then part of the rule. In fuzzy system, in which the antecedent is a fuzzy assertion, all rules are considered to have some degree of success, or to put in another way, they are considered to have some degree of success. The last technique is diagnosis system. The term diagnosis refers to the process of determining the nature of an illness based on its outward manifestation, often known as signs and symptoms. The process of diagnosing illnesses is both one of the most difficult aspects of the job of a medical care professional and an extremely important step that must be taken before arriving to a decision. The procedure of diagnosis might be quite lengthy and difficult to understand. The healthcare professionals gather empirical data to determine a patient's ailment in order to reduce the amount of uncertainty that is associated with medical diagnosis. There are some existing applications that have similar features to this proposed system. The first one is Epocrate Plus. Epocrate Plus is a medical resource for students and professionals in the healthcare field. The application aim is to enhance patient care by delivering critical information when it is required most. Epocrate can be downloaded from Apple Store and Google Play Store. The features of this system is as following. First, disease information as well as complementary and alternative medication. Second is to gain access to medical news and research. Second existing application is WebMD. WebMD is an application that allows users to access web-based health information and decision-making tools at any time. WebMD can be downloaded from Apple Store and Google Play Store. The features of this system as following. The first one is to choose the part of the body that concerns user the most and investigate the reason of the symptoms and potential issues. The second one is to learn about medications treatment options for a certain illness, and other relevant information. The third application is HotDoc. HotDoc is an application to make an appointment with your favorite healthcare practitioner from anywhere in Australia by booking an appointment online. View real-time availability and make a reservation right away. HotDoc can be downloaded from Apple Store and Google Play Store. The features of this system is as following. The first one is patient can make booking appointments by mobile. The second one is new patient registration form is in digital form. The last part for this chapter 2 is justification. The technique that will be chosen for this project is role-based expert system that uses forward chaining approach. This project also will combine with diagnosis system technique to diagnose common illnesses based on symptoms provided. It has been decided that the project would be created as a mobile application. Nevertheless, Android will be the only platform that will be prioritized during its development. Registration is essential in order to provide a process that is user-friendly and accessible to all students for the purpose of appointment scheduling. In addition to that, students are able to make early diagnosis depending on the symptoms they have due to this approach. The user will have the ability to schedule an appointment and able to do early diagnosis for common illnesses based on the symptoms they present before going for further checkup. The 3 will cover the methodology diagram, system architecture, summary of methodology. This is the methodology diagram of this proposed system. This proposed system uses mobile application development life cycle. The first one is identification phase. The second one is design phase. The third one is development phase. The fourth one is prototyping phase. The fifth is testing phase. And the last one is deployment phase. This is the system architecture of this system. This system has 2 domains. So, the first one is book appointment. The second one is diagnose illnesses. First one, users have to book appointment according to date and time that they want, and it will be stored into the database Firebase. The second one, it will diagnose illnesses using expert system. Users have to input system into the user interface and it will be transferred into inference engine. At the inference engine, the knowledge or from the expert or from the doctor already transferred into the knowledge base and stored into inference engine. And the inference engine will be transferred to user interface and it will outcome as diagnosis for the users. This is the last part of Chapter 3, which is the summary of project methodology. The methodology needs to be met with the objectives to guarantee that the progress of this project is always in accordance with the plan and to prevent any unwanted processes from occurring. The first objective is to develop a mobile application for booking appointment at Uni Kesihatan, where it involves in development phase and prototype phase. As for development phase, the activity is to write coding based on the user interface and also booking system. Meanwhile, for the prototype, the activity is to develop a complete mobile application of booking system based on programming language Java. Next, the second objective of this project is to provide common illnesses based on diagnosis according to the symptoms where it involves identification phase and development phase in order to understand how the expert system should work in diagnosis part. Lastly, the third objective is to set the functionality of this mobile application. It involves testing phase where the mobile application will be tested with real users to make sure it runs smoothly without any issues, and it will be tested on Android smartphones. Thank you.